Live now. All right. Hello. Welcome to another brand new Unsourced. We're back here again with the penultimate, the almost there Children of the Corn movie, the 10th one. And they saved the best for 10th. Am I right? Yeah, no, this is not really that good, but it's not as bad as most of these other ones because you know what? Actually, it is. This is the one that I'm surprised they took this long to number 10 to get to because this one is technically doing a whole another one's count and they never counted anyway, but it's like we're going back. This is going to be a sequel to the original story.
Mhm.
We're not even counting the first one here. We're just going straight from the original story as a sequel, and I think that's a really great place to pick up from.
The whole
But
franchise is just starting points. There's no like through line.
exactly right. But that's also another thing. Like from Urban Harvest onward, everything is like this is the beginning, this is the beginning, this is the beginning. Where everything is always from scratch. We're always seeing the origin of something. So this is actually one since I would say either um Final Sacrifice or Isaac Return, it's like the only one to actually be a sequel to something. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and also similar to the one that we watched last week, it's trying to do another like genre twist. Like
Yes.
the last one deviated from the slasher context by being paranormal. This one's trying to almost be like an artsy kind
Yeah,
of
it's a
like
character
Sundancey.
piece.
Yeah, and
It's a
like
character drama.
all of the good and bad things that can come with a low budget film attempting to be kind that are present here, but the
Mm,
best aspect is at least there's none of the creepy elements.
right.
Like
Or they
there
are
are some creepy things that are alluded
Yeah,
to, but
mostly like they kind of are in the fringes, like where just because of the
timing.
legacy of the franchise, where it's like, oh, are they about to do this? And then they don't, thankfully, because like we'll talk like the mother son relationship. I was worried they were gonna do something really weird. They didn't, but
Well,
it
well,
felt
well,
like it
well,
was on the table.
well, they nudge it in a different direction. That's also, I think, like meant to be like off-putting and disgusting, and like we'll get to that later as
Oh,
well.
oh yeah,
Um,
with the other character,
yeah.
yeah.
So like I think that they're well aware of that, but I agree. I feel like it. I think a lot of the other times, the thing we're circling around, the other films have used it very salaciously, especially 2009 movie, which turns to fucking skin and axe me for some reason, for no reason at all.
Really
This one,
weird.
this one actually, I think, tries to take that aspect a lot more seriously. To I think maybe to its detriment a little bit. Because it's not trying to like downplay like how awful that is because the lead character's entire arc here is about dealing with all multiple layers of trauma. All right.
Right.
So I think that's at least a little something to its credit. But let's go in the round table here. First thoughts, Tony. What do you think about Runaway?
yeah, listen, we're kind of being a lot more effusive with praise up front, largely because we've been, in a drought. Largely, like the films that we've been watching recently in the series have been way worse, like very terrible for nefarious reasons, even. And it's just a breath of fresh air to even have something that's attempting to do something that's like at least grounded in some kind of worldview.
Yeah.
That being said, this movie still has some major shortcomings. For an 80-minute movie, this movie has like we were saying off mic before we started, like 30
30
minutes
minutes.
worth of material.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason for us to be watching for the amount of time that there is. And also, like before we started recording, we were talking about, oh, this is not like you can watch this and not feel ashamed. I feel I feel like that's true, but then it's also like I try to imagine, like, if I'm in the room and somebody walks in and they're like, "What are you watching?" And I have to explain that I'm watching this movie, right? And any of these Children of the Corn films. This is one of those ones where it's like I tell them it's a Children of the Corn movie. They look at the screen and they're just like, "This looks so fucking boring. Like, what? Why are you watching this?" Like so much of this movie is just like gray. Like so many of the characters are just kind of like mumbling and whispering to each other. This is a sleepy ass movie. I did have to like rewatch parts of this movie because I was falling asleep. That being said, there are ideas here. it's trying to do things with the Children of the Corn franchise. It doesn't feel like it's just made for the sake of cashing in, even though it's just doing exactly that. I'm sure this was just made for the sake of keeping the rights, and because the new It movie had just come out and they wanted to, cash in on that. But yeah, no, like by comparison, not bad. In context of horror movies at large, I don't know. This is still pretty bad. There's certainly a lot to unpack, though. Those are my thoughts.
All right, Doug, how about you? Because I totally agree with everything Tony just said, but what are your thoughts on this?
Let's have a toast for the douchebags. Let's have a toast for the assholes. Let's have a toast for the scumbags. Every one of them that I know. Let's have a toast for the jerk-offs. It'll never take work off. Baby, I got a plan. Run away fast as you can.
24/7, 365.
You know what? That actually does fit the tone of the film. It's almost eerie. I mean, what was Gulager cooking with this one?
Yeah, like maybe he just listened to the song and that was like the right. Because here's the thing, we were just talking before we started the record, or I guess also a little bit at the beginning where we're talking about like it takes the whole idea of this idea seriously, like Ruth as a character and the trauma and like all the fucked up shit that entails. It takes it seriously, but it takes it so seriously to the point where it's just I don't like hanging out with her. like all these people are a drag.
Yeah, it's like it is so serious and so like depressing that like there's no it's not good enough itself, the writing and some because it's mentioned we're like stretching it at 80 minutes. Like it's so serious that it's not good enough to be like really emotionally arresting or immersive. So you're kind of stuck with a lot of repetitive cycles that are handled. I'm going to say it. They're handled really well by the lead actress. What's her name? I have Marcy Miller, right? Like she's doing a great job, but she's doing a great job repeating the same thing again because there's not a lot to it on a script, narrative, or like story level. So like it just becomes
and realistically,
really
someone going through that trauma, they do get stuck in patterns, but also to watch that for 80 minutes is, that's I don't know if that's a good movie.
It's a task,
but there is something there. Like I feel like there is some way to work this into something. I mean, there's a way to work, so many of this. Like, I feel like half of these episodes are us like workshopping like alternate versions.
But this is what they should have done. They were onto something, but they should have been more courageous. They should have followed through, pulled the trigger. Yeah.
Because once I realized what they were doing with like Ruth, I was like, oh, this is Ruth, and it's going to be her and her son. I was like, is this going to be like? So she gave me Sarah Connor like on the run with her son and like the Colts chasing her and stuff. And it's like that's not really what the movie's about. But I'm like, maybe this franchise should be Terminator. There's just one kid in a hat chasing them.
That's amazing. Like they're going through like metal bars and stuff. But I love the fact that like it's been 13 years. You don't think that they wouldn't have gotten like further away, right? Like they're still like, a couple states over. It feels like they're still around cornfields.
It should be like in New York or California.
Right? Like I feel like you'd want to do the exact opposite of what you grew up around, right? But it does also speak to the character themselves still being like mentally tied to this space, right? Like they don't want to leave where they came from, and there's like a sense of remorse over the past as well. The movie's trying at some ideas, but whether or not it's successful in doing that, I don't think the ideas are bad. It's more so how dragged on it is and how execution it is, really.
Like it's a like to go back to the original source. Like we're going to actually pull the trigger on like the way that story ends, which is Malachi's wife being like, I want to just burn everything to the ground and just because Malachi sacrificed himself for nothing for this God I don't believe in, and I want to protect my child, things like that. Like actually, like we're gonna build off from that. Like that's something that you probably should have done, maybe with final sacrifice. I think even back as far as then, that's something that you should probably. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Like that's a good plot hook, and it takes up until now to do it. And that shows at least a little bit of ingenuity when trying to mine the story for these kinds of narrative hooks. Like we've all talked about already, John Franklin going, well, I pitched something like, okay, good, because we're running out of ideas. Well, they shouldn't have, because this should have been made back then. This should have been before.
This is the one that's
Eisinger.
right on the table, like without you having to invent a new scenario. You just build off of what's already there.
Yeah, and in fact, I was shocked they didn't tie it further to it, because like everyone still has Malachi. Malachi is like one of the three kind of things that are iconic to this franchise. Everyone loves Malachi. They gave him his little fucking Western desperado musical cue for a reason, because everyone loves him. So I was surprised they didn't even mention that. Like this, like people remember the short story. Actually, watch the 2009 movie. They know who Roof is. They know the connection. So it's you think that they would like make that more overt. Did they lose their rights again? I don't know. But I'm shocked they didn't go like, this is Malachi's son, but whatever. I still got a kick out of it, but my God, it slogs. Nothing happens for like 40 minutes.
Yeah, a lot of this movie is just dragging, and you're ahead of it for a lot longer than it thinks like you are. And yes, it's good that it's building off of some of the ideas that it has in the prior entries, and we're like praising this film for doing something with the concepts that it's at least introduced in the past, right? But the idea is that it's like, what's it in service for? It's a bunch of people just kind of like kicking rocks around a small town, right? And we're back in this conundrum of like no locations, a few actors. We're falling back in that same kind of predicament of small budget, straight to DVD. It can't do anything interesting because there is no budget, and that artsy thing that it's trying to pull off, it's more so gesturing at it. It can't actually accomplish what it's setting out to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think by virtue of it being but because it's like interesting to track which movies decide to lean into like any kind of supernaturalness. When like the franchise starts, it's like mostly that in the cult, and like it's like, no, we're gonna get some kind of manifestation of he who walks behind the rose, like in a physical form in so many of them. But this one, it's like there's like nothing, like it's just the cult and the follow through of that, like he who walks behind the road, they say his name in the beginning, but it's more just like the idea of him.
Yes,
like he's a concept.
Yeah, no, they really downplay it, which is very strange, given that like ever since like they could do it again, they've been hammering it in, and this one plays it a little fast and loose. Like I think it wants to like have a sense of it being more grounded. You're not sure about what's
like where
real,
they
what's
just
not.
brainwash kids, like
exactly,
there was
like,
no God.
And I feel like that is trying to that plays into the whole like character drama aspect of this film. Because if it is he what's on the road, if there's something supernatural going on, I do understand the thinking was probably that it takes away from the allegory about like her mental health and like the scars she's had. If it's like legitimately like a supernatural force, and the ending we fucking know it's supernatural force. Like that's the whole point. But I think I do understand the inclination toward stripping down as much as possible for as long as possible. It just kind of makes for a less interesting movie.
Yeah, like it's an interesting idea, but like you were saying there, Elvis, like it has to be supernatural because we're watching a Children of the Corn movie. And even though we're watching a Children of the Corn movie, and nobody who's even at the 10th movie would really care if they changed the, mythology that much, would truly care if the story was that good, right? It still has to adhere to some kind of internal logic, so, within the franchise at least. So like, while it does have that interesting question of like, oh, is it all in her head, right? Versus it's he who walks behind the rose, it's gesturing at something. But then also, if it were just that classic example of it was it all in her head, that answer is still like so cliche. It's so like, oh, it's been done before. So it's like, even if it were that answer, I don't know if I'd be like, fully satisfied.
No, it basically stuck between a rock and a hard place. Like it's
Yeah.
like it's a good idea on paper, but you really have to like find another way in to make this like really like worth it. And I don't think that they either had the time. I definitely don't think they had the time. But they really, I don't think they had the motivation to look for that as well. They need to get this thing out as soon as possible.
Oh
More
yeah.
later on. But it's something. Again, it's not like, oh, here, let's just have 90 minutes of a couple walking around like one lot and then sex trafficking.
Right. Yeah.
Like, so it's not that. it's like it's trying to be more intimate, more personable, and it's like the obsession of Children of the Corn. Really, it's about
Wow.
it's about autonomy of women's bodies.
Oh, yeah, I get.
Well, ultimately, it's about family, and that's
Yeah.
what makes it meaningful.
Yes, that's what you're so right. That's what makes it powerful.
I did think that while I was watching. I was like, yeah, it's about trauma. It's about family. I mean, this really just needs to be a 10-episode streaming miniseries on Peacock or something.
I would fucking watch that. Just more. Just get Marcy Miller, but get Marcy Miller back. She's great. She's great in this.
Yeah, but then we can have episodes of like Aaron have him get into the school. We need episodes focusing on him at school.
We get one episode. It's a flashback that just retells the original short story.
Yeah.
So we're on it. Runaway is like the perfect movie to base everything off of.
You guys are in your own world there. You're asking for more. I'm going like, I don't know about this one. I'm like, I see this and I'm like, you know what? Keep it. We don't need to stand upon any of these
But
things,
we're optimistic. We want the best for this
Yes.
franchise.
Yeah, exactly. For me, it's like I do think if you were to try to, in quotations, make it work, you'd just have to start again, do something different. I don't think you can, do a sequel. I don't think anyone cares truly, like I think that
The Ruth heads. You don't think the Ruth heads have been waiting for this?
There's people who wear like Team Edward, Team Jacob shirts. They're wearing Team Ruth.
Justice for Ruth.
Other than Isaac, Malachi, Amos, and Rachel, Ruth is the only other character that's been in more than one of these. Okay, so
and she had presence in the original, the performances of things that you remember from that original movie. There's like two kids that are that are good, and then also the scene with Ruth. You're like, oh shit, this kid's locked in.
So it is kind of insane. But let's just get it. I can't say. We get into the plot because there's no plot. There's a premise and then an ending.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like you get the idea of something and then it just stalls.
So let's get into the premise. As we've said already, it's technically, because it never really gets into it. We get this really nice, and this is John Gallagher's signature move. Just really cranked up, like 8mm, faux 8mm even. Little vignettes. He did a lot of those for Feast too. He loves doing it. Anyway, so we get a little montage showing like the backstory of the Children of the Corn cult. He walks behind the rose. Ruth is narrating, saying like, oh, they killed the love of my life, etc. And that was Malachi. And like, I don't know who I would want to love Malachi. This makes me think less of Ruth. He's a sociopath. Whatever. Anyway, and so it basically picks up from the ending of the short story, and also from 2009 movie. So you could also kind of see this as a sequel to that. They're the Sci-Fi Channel remake. They're like,
except like making the years work, because the Sci-Fi Channel one makes it like right after Vietnam, and then so it'd
be like the 90s. It'd be like the 90s, 1990s. Okay. I could see it. No one's using a smartphone.
Yeah, that's true. She does not use a cell phone ever.
So you could just go from one to the other. It makes perfect sense. Anyway, so it basically picks up from the ending of that story, where after Malachi sacrificed himself, Ruth imagines a desire of wanting to burn the cornfield down, because she's like, oh, but I can't do that because I would basically wouldn't work. He watching my friend would stop me, or I'd die anyway. But this one, she does it. So points one, live action Ruth. But she's pregnant with Malachi's baby. Again, they never say Malachi. I'm gonna keep saying Malachi because it's kind of insane.
Say his name.
All right. So she gives birth, and then we cut to 13 years later, where she and her son, who looks a lot like that one British actor director. You know, the one
Oh,
who did
which one?
who did Adolescence and Peaky Blinders.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
He looks like
Oh,
like and like the big eyebrows and brow. It's crazy.
Mhm.
Anyway, they've been
This kid is snot nosed. Can we just say?
yeah.
This
He's
is
a brat. He's a
yeah.
brat.
Mm.
Like I
Well,
understand.
I
Yep.
made the Terminator comparison. I mean, John
Yeah,
Connor's a brat, so
He, he is. You're right. Anyway, they've been living like homeless bums for like 13 years. He doesn't have a fucking birth certificate or a social security card number or anything like that. It's crazy.
Bad
Um,
mother.
yeah, right. Should go to mental asylum and break out 13 years later.
She's trying to tell the doctor about he walks behind the road. It's like he's real.
when your son stabs you to death, he'll seem real to you too. Oh my god, they should do it. They should make it like Terminator. Anyway, so they're living like they're scrapping shit. They're living in motel rooms. It's all a bunch of crazy stuff. Anyway, eventually, like they get pulled over by the cops and they get stuck in this town. I'm not sure what was the issue really. Why did they lose their car?
I don't know, like something, some cord, overheated. It's the classic, car breaks down, wrong space. Feels very appropriately Stephen King. This happens in a lot of Stephen King stories.
Very true.
Breaking down in the wrong town, like it feels like it's right. And we're introduced to like the diner shortly after this, right?
Yes. Well, basically, no. They go and meet Aaron. That's the name of the kid. Carl. He said.
Yeah.
The mechanic, and she basically is like a curmudgeon. Like I keep to myself. I don't run a charity. This car garage is my own.
There is a weird shot of her leaning out from like behind of her in like shorts, like leaning over and looking at the car. Like I guess it's supposed to be from Carl's POV, but it's weird that feels atonal from the rest of the movie. It's like, oh, you just put that in here because this is a direct-to-video horror movie. It's like yeah, there's like a TNA shot, I guess.
You get it. We got nothing else going on in this movie. Is what they're doing.
So basically, once we introduce all these characters, nothing happens until the fucking end. So let's finish introducing these characters. So basically, Carl takes pity on them. He's like, eventually, I'm not going to help you white folks out, and I don't blame them because they're like homeless bums who might rob him. Anyway, so they're like homeless and they're out in the cold, and he's like, just stay in my extra spare room for the night, whatever. And she like sleepwalks, and she's like, her son says that she says things in the middle of the night while she's sleepwalking, and basically, so at that point we're like, okay, we know, we get the point. If you've seen any kind of direct video where you like, oh, she sleepwalks and she does and says things while she's sleepwalking, you get it. We get it. You understand where this is going from here on out. We can just skip the last 10 minutes and we're done.
And like you see the girl in yellow like not too long after that. So and it's like, oh, who's that little girl who looks kind of like Ruth from the first movie? I don't know.
Yeah, it's the difference between like this and like Halloween 2, right? Where it's like you have like the clear like, oh, it's in somebody's head, like all this stuff is like they don't know that they're doing these things. There's a way of like having that kind of story without making it feel as though it's just dragging on or the protagonist has no say in the story, right? And this one really has that issue where a lot of it like we're just kind of witnessing her witness and she doesn't understand, but we're ahead, like we're already logically ahead of her. So it's just an awkward position for everyone to be in. And it makes her, seem like she is kind of dumb, for not catching on sooner almost, it's the problem that a lot of these straight to DVD films get, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Like it's like there's not a lot of character dynamics. There's not a lot of characters really that you can get into. So it's not like they can use these moments to further those relationships, because you kind of have to do more. And this movie just really can't afford to have these actors do more or have more say or get more scenes. Like this is, I would swear, I think that they probably ran through as much scenes with a singular actor as they could on a given day. Just like
they did that, then they got the Super 8 camera in their face, and then they told them to get off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, I was
insane.
just gonna say they have to hit the same note with every character each time because one of the other characters, like that waitress at the diner, it's like all her scenes are like she's like kind of overly nice to Ruth and the son, and then will be being kind of like mischievous towards like random patrons and stuff. And it's like, yeah, it's kind of cute the first time she like, is sass as a customer, but like then you're like, okay, it's very clear what you're going to do with this character, and you just have to keep playing the same beat again of like, let's cut back to the diner, check in on that. And it's like, okay, let's just get to the part where she's evil.
Yeah, it's doing too much to make us like her, like we know that there's only like 3 or 4 people in this movie, so we know what somebody's gonna have to do a double cross, and it's like, well, it can only really be one other person, right? So like to do all of this work of like, oh, look at here she is heating up the spoons and telling these people off, funny in the moment, but I know where it's going, so I can't really fully buy in.
Yeah, like and again, it's not that like those scenes are bad in like solitary, right? In
Yeah.
isolation, but it's that they're never like expanded upon. Like they always have the same reactions, the same payoff, and it's always especially when it's just on Aaron, right?
Mhm.
It's always like a little more. Okay, but it's never like I get they're meant to like be bonding, but it never feels like a bond because it feels like they just replayed the same scene like 4 times, rather than like, okay, he's getting more inducted to like this person's manipulations, because that's not written that way.
They
And
just
that's
got more coverage on like him like snickering whenever she does a prank, and then they just replay that.
yeah, it feels too safe, right? And I think that really they didn't. The script itself was probably written in like a month, like a couple of weeks, So
I was gonna say a month. It took a month to do this.
I think they're
like,
still writing it. I think somebody's like, no, I'm almost done.
okay, this time it's a spoon. This time it's making a cutting remark or joking about them. It's so it's very lackluster. It's very flimsy script. I think that really most of the issues here, not really in terms of like the filmmaking itself, like the directing and the coverage and the shot, kind of blocking and shot and the frames and all that. I think they're all like probably a little better than what we've seen in a little bit in a little while,
Mhm.
especially more than Genesis. Genesis feels like it was made on like the crunchiest ass digital camera you could think of. Right. This one actually, like, there's some shots like, okay, this is got some crispiness to it. I'm good. This is nice.
This is probably on somebody's reel, right? Like I don't think we could have said
Yeah.
that for like like the last 3 movies.
Yeah, no, because like again, Marcy Miller, like when she gets like those really great close-ups, she's commanding the fucking screen.
Yeah, there's a baseline competency to not just the filmmaking, but also the well, I guess there's maybe like one character that kind of sticks out. We'll get to like the school
oh,
headmaster or
the
whatever.
fucking principal is so
Yeah,
bad.
principal.
I think that's
But-
played by John Gallagher's wife too.
Okay,
my
that
God.
makes some sense.
But yeah, no, everyone's taking this as seriously as possible. But again, it's a good thing. It's not like a terrible thing. But it is awkward when combined with how flimsy and uninspired and lazy this fucking script is.
Mhm.
So
Because
it's kind
it
of
just
like
keeps saying
9.
she has trauma. Do you get it? And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, so but like what about that? Because there is something there to like her being in this kind of arrested development, and like, but she has a son, it's like, oh, how does that affect her ability to mother? And like the movie doesn't I mean, it has time to explore that stuff, but it does it just
Doesn't.
yeah.
It'd rather repeat rather than expand upon, but that would take longer to figure out. That would take longer and more time to develop the script, and probably get more actors. You probably have to pay actors more to play
Right.
more intricate scenes, more locations. Like, so this is like very hamstrung, and so we get bullshit like like like, oh, she's sleepwalking again. She's sleepwalking again. Oh, there's a rude asshole again. There's a rude asshole again. Or the principal is being mean again and again. It's okay. We get it. What is this? It feels like
It's weird we go back to the principal.
like I thought, like why was that something we needed to like get a payoff on?
If they really
Like,
wanted to like make it central to like what is interesting here, it should have been mostly about like a mother who's trying not to, be overbearing with their kid, and letting go, right? And this movie isn't trying to even explore any of the polemics of being a parent, right?
Yeah, because they're
It's
like
just
so far apart. They're like separate for most of the movie. I was shocked.
you're like,
It
hey,
kind
just
of
hang out
vaguely
with
goes,
this nice lady at the diner.
yeah,
Sure, fine.
and she kind of knows better than she does, and then also like we're meant to question her parenting, which like understandable considering what this movie is alluding to, but at the same time, I don't actually feel a relationship building with them, and there are certain moments that come later that should hit harder that don't fully hit as hard as they think it does.
Yeah, because like I think very beginning, like there's a nice sort of dynamic between them, but then we just don't get anything that builds upon that. And I do think because this kid is like an actual kid, I don't think a lot of her scenes are a lot more kind of they're both very separate. I think that maybe because of filming schedules, they probably get Marcy Miller alone for longer, and because she's a focal point character, perspective character, they have a lot more scenes of her at night. And it's actual night. So I don't think they get these from the kids from that. A lot of scenes are about her being more risque, more gore in those scenes. I just don't think they wanted to get the kid involved in that. Like they wanted to get the kid for these short, little, very bright, very daytime diner scenes, and that's it. Get him out of the way.
Hmm.
It's a shame.
The kid is
Yeah.
there to watch his mom and Carl almost do something. So there's that.
Like racism gene activated.
Oh my god.
No, because like I don't know.
It is invoked by the principal of like, oh, I hate shacking up with that colored man. And I did say a couple movies ago in the remake, I was like, well, I don't know, they're like in the South rural area, something to interracial couple. Like, let's explore that. But they just like that. They just do lip surface to it. It's not like an actual exploration of like what would that mean for them to even consider a relationship in this setting.
Yeah, no, and I do think that it is at least partly implied to be like something that pushes Aaron to heal Us by the Rose, as because he's racist or because like he doesn't want his mom to like have or thinks his mom is like sinning by having like relations with anyone. Or I don't know, but it doesn't really get into
because
that.
then there's that scene afterwards where he's like, "Do you wish that there was a man? You still had a man in your life, or something?" So that's like maybe it's more of a masculinity thing for Aaron or something.
Yeah, but also probably daddy issues is definitely because Malachi is dead.
Say his name.
Yeah, right. But would Malachi love his chud racist son? I don't know. I'm glad he's dead.
There should have been Force Ghosts like in Scream 5. Steve Ulrich showing up. He's the Malachi actor.
He's like tearing through that goat like he is in that later in the scene in the film. And he's like, "You're doing it right, just the way I would have wanted."
Yeah,
he's just nodding.
That's my favorite sickle. God, 6 sucks so much, man. I'm sorry, 7 sucked, but 6 was so fucking terrible. Oh my god. Anyway, so as we mentioned, they go to the diner. She sees like this weird picture of like these kids holding sickles in the menu, which I guess it also kind of like we get it, we know what's gonna happen because then she assaults a kid because of like her non-flashback, and then the diner waitress is like, "Oh no, she's fine. Everyone else leave me alone." I leave them alone. And anyway, that's pretty. After that, the one of the people who was harassing her at the diner gets killed. By what seems to be a telekinetic little blonde girl. But again, we get it. I understand.
We get that epic slow motion, like with all of that like fake blood and all that. And I'm like, all right. Like we've seen this actually done in the first movie, this feels like one of those sequences they put all of their budget into. Feels like if you were a fan of this franchise, you're meant to get more out of this than it really gets. I wish that like maybe the budget that was put into the scene was just put into more characters that we could kill off later on, but who knows?
Yeah, because it's not really a slasher in terms of like, okay, this guy gets picked off, and then later someone else. But and there's like bodies at the end, but like it doesn't play in that structure. It's more just like we need something to fill time here.
Yeah. I mean, I think the most interesting kills are like the very first like flashback she has to like her parents getting killed. We get it. It's her. She did it. And you're not showing her young self is always like off screen during it. Like we get it.
I wonder what she looked like as a kid, huh?
Yeah, this is quite surprising. I want to know. This is it's a mystery, but like she's so obviously like off screen, like for intentional reasons that I don't know. You gotta be really dumb not to see this coming. But I do like that because it plays into like her, surreal, psychotraumatic kind of perspective on things. Things are like playing back and forth, back and forth. It's a lot. I think at least that's like an interesting way to portray this sort of event and having to relive it. And Marcia Miller again does a good job with it. Like she looks really like she portrays hauntedness and insecurity and anxiety really well.
She's playing it like this is a real movie about trauma, which is just a shame that they're not giving her more to do with that, because she would probably be game if the movie wanted to like be more of an exploration other than a declaration. Like I said, just like, yeah, she's fucked up.
She's got trauma, yeah.
And it also like explains away any of the things that she does in a very simplistic way, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The way the film is made, the way that the performances are, it's alluding that like there are grander ambitions at play. And then when the story kicks in, it's just like, well, they don't have anything going on. Like they have ideas, they don't actually have any like fleshed
statement.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no thesis to this really, and it's a shame. It's really aping on what the perspective of the viewer is, right? Like, yo, this is provocative to you, like this is mature to you, then okay, fill in the blanks for us.
This is kind of like the Andor Children of the Corn. Finally, they're taking it seriously.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's Halloween 2018. Like we're like it's not trauma,
Yeah.
Well, like we've had Vietnam, we've had the Iran conflict in 2018. What are we doing here? Like what was the hot conflict at the time? I don't know. I feel like it's been ages, guys. Like what would it be like they would be commenting on?
Shit. Yemen was already fucked up by 2018. So
I think it's definitely like childhood abuse.
It's just like the classic,
grander
traumatic thing.
Yeah, we were thinking of in any international conflicts we could tie this back into.
Well, I think it's definitely Trump winning. It's about Trump.
Oh,
there you go.
Well, because
this is like Red Rocket.
The nation's in an arrested development because of the cults, so it's like, what if let's explore that through. They should have just made it literal, like they all have red hats in the
town. Right, I just like Malachi because he says what he thinks.
Make children great again.
Maka. Anyway, so they go to the school to get her son enrolled. Her son enrolled, but the principal is like a bitch. She's like a racist, saying, "Hey, you're living with that black guy. I don't like that. Also, because your son has the birth certificate or social security number, it's kind of impossible to do this anyway."
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that surprises. Like, I mean, I guess that just speaks to her fractured mental state. That's like, yeah, you do need a social for like some stuff.
Like how do we know it's even your kid?
It's been 13 years and you haven't sorted this shit out, right? You didn't think
But
that this was,
she's always been on the road, Tony. She's been on the road.
They never had to go to like a hospital.
Well, to be fair, we get that flashback, and I do like this flashback where like she like breaks into a
that's
hospital
true.
and she like steals supplies for her son. Like that stuff, like that. That's where like these movies sing. Like when you're really about like when it really kind of taps in like this really like kind of dire, depressing like character focus about this mother.
Like, oh
And
wow,
everything-
yeah, that'd be rough. They're like, yeah.
But then everything else is like, oh, we're just fucking around with time here. So this movie has
It
two
should
kind
have
of
been like Boyhood, where we're
Exactly.
following her and Aaron through all the stages of his life.
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. That'd be great. We should
Should
get
have
on
done it in real time too.
exactly. Like, alright. So anyway, they don't get into the school. Aaron's disappointed. She's like, okay, hang out at this diner. We get the and we get the cameo of Clu Gulager's John Gulager's father. And I
Yeah.
love. I you know if I had a famous father actor and I was a director who gets on like gets on flopping, I would still I would fucking put that guy in anything I made just for instant
Oh, of
clout.
course.
Like that.
Yeah,
That's,
of course.
you got it.
I feel like if you're making the 10th Children of the Corn movie and your fucking dad's Clu Gulager, you make him like the centerpiece of the film. Like you have him on set every single day. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, and I would have done it too. Like I am surprised he's only in one bit, but he does get he is part of the ending montage because they only had like 10 characters anyway. So, all right. Anyway, so Clue Gulager is fun, but again, we already mentioned that these scenes at the diner are very repetitive. It's just a lot of fluff, um, and that's where the movie kind of ends. We get into the rotation. Okay, scene where scene where Carl and Ruth they go or something happening between them. No, also car fixing. Also, prank at the diner. Also, flashback trauma, and then that repeat for the next
weird
25
yellow
minutes.
girl is seen nearby. Ruth chases after. Oh, where'd the girl go?
Nothing
And,
we haven't seen in these movies before.
And then rinse and repeat for the next 32 minutes because that's when like the movie ends. It took basically we're like the 40% mark at this point.
Mhm.
And we've just finished introducing all the characters at the 40% mark.
They drag out Carl's kill for a while. There was a point where I was like, oh, we're going to cut away and then he's dead. And then he's like trying to get away, gets in a car. And I'm like, wow, we're really stretching. I guess we just need more runtime here or something. They just want the torture.
People. Yeah, they're like, we only killed like a couple people. We got to like show it off, I guess. But it's like, yeah, like at that point, you're like, what? I'm watching this movie and I'm going like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? Like, it's like now we're entering a point where it's like trying to be a slasher too. And like it wanted to be this contemplative thing. I wish it was more contemplative than just going for the cheap stuff in that moment,
And then I have no feeling either way about Carl that I like invested in, like, because like if you're playing it as like a slasher thing of like, oh, is he going to get away? Is he going to get to the gun that he's reaching for? And I was like, I just fucking kill him. Like, I know what the purpose of the scene is.
Mm-hmm. You're
Just
not tricking me. I'm no fool. Like I know what the purpose of this stuff is. Like,
Or it would be funny if he did get away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, let's Carl, like he basically he gets introduced. There's like one or two flirty scenes. Then there's the scene where like nothing happens. Like their date goes badly. Okay, and then he dies. So he's got like no character arc and no development, and that's like really weird and awkward. And like
No, his development is when that moment when they're maybe about to do something and she says, get the hell away from me. Then the next day he says, now it's your turn to get the hell away from me.
Yeah.
He turns into a real asshole
Fucking
when
asshole.
you don't fuck him.
Yeah, exactly. Just like any kind of goodwill he had built up over the course of the film.
over the 5 minutes he was on screen, all for nothing.
Hey, we had nobody else to watch on the screen this entire time, and it's like, oh, somebody's there, somebody's helped out this poor family to then make him into this kind of character. You're just like, fuck, like I get what they're trying to do, but it's like, oh, it's just not pleasant to watch.
No, it's very ugly. And it's just like, again, it's one of those things where this is where the trauma kind of tips over into being a little bit more sort of exploitative feeling. Like, this is mother, single mother, homeless, and it's like there's this scene where, like, okay, is this a transactionary? At what level is it? And like, oh, Carl comes out and say, oh, it's very transactionary. So it's like, it feels almost like fucking, I don't know, Room. Like, when watching fucking Room, Jesus.
Yeah, it's a weird vibe to have for your 10 Children of the Corn movie.
And doesn't it, like, again, if it played into more, developed more, took it a little bit more with more maturity, that'd be really interesting. But it just doesn't. It just never goes that far.
It would make more sense to do the reveal of the girl in yellow is Ruth during the Carl death scene, because there at least is a connection between her and that character, kind of like we've seen them on screen for multiple scenes, so like that would be some kind of payoff. But instead, there's 30 more minutes after Carl dies of I don't even know what the fuck happens after that.
Yeah,
Doug, it's been 3 years.
Wait, since I started the movie, or what?
Yeah, exactly. It's so confusing and such a time warp. It's completely
I have a beard now. What the fuck? We all have beards.
Oh my god, the world is over somehow, but we're still talking about Children of the Corn.
There's a ruined Big Ben outside. I don't even live in the UK. What the hell?
I watched too long. All right.
Why isn't Bruce Campbell in one of these? Come on.
Yes.
Oh my god. There's something about these children, like
and he would have hammed up, like anytime a kid needed to get smacked, he would have put his whole pussy into that.
Yes, he would use his camp pussy.
Okay.
This is just so off the rails. We
yes,
ran away.
We're like 50% through the movie, so there was something better to talk about. Anyway, so if we get so basically, we get to that scene where I think you guys saw something weird. I didn't see it. I don't know. You guys are freaks, but where Aaron is saying like, "Oh, did you love my father?" And she's like, "I think so." It was like a long time ago. Again, one of our only other Malachi mentions, which I'm shocked that they're not like pulling trigger on it. Come on, easy nostalgia bait. Anyway, so and then he's like, "Not when I have you around, son." Like, I don't see that. I don't see what you guys are talking about.
I mean, you talking about at night when he's laying shirtless in his bed and the mom comes into the bedroom?
No, I'm talking about the one in the car. But I don't remember that scene. Maybe I missed it.
Yeah, well, it's there. Yeah, no, the movie is trying to play with this thing is like, is she a bad mom? And the answer is just de facto yes, because she hasn't moved on from this whole event, right?
And she's killing people, so
yeah, exactly,
not good mother behavior.
No, not good press behavior. Good mother behavior. Who knows? I've seen Serial Mom.
We just at Unsourced Ball Radio, we just want to say killing people, not cool.
Don't
cool.
do it,
regardless of age, not just children.
No, exactly. Yeah,
adults, children, all around.
No one can murder. Okay,
across the board.
All right, so they're back at the diner. We're going for another diner scene. And the diner, which is also really friendly, and there's locusts around. It's fine. There's nothing demonic here. Anyway, so Carl.
Yeah, there's the thing. Are you about to talk about when Aaron has the locust and lets it go, even though they've been saying it's been in her head the whole time or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's weird to have that and not have elaborate more on that of his power or his connection to he walks behind the rose because he says he has Malachi's blood or something. I don't know. Like there's something with that. I mean, he's clearly like destined for something based on the end, but the fact that there's like nothing supernatural in the movie otherwise, and then to have a thing where you're like, oh, this kid has like a power or something.
He's got the shining.
Yes, but also, she finds out that he's been making like corn husk dolls. At that point, I'd be like, "Kid's ruined. Fucking snap his neck."
Start again.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on.
I like that it's just a horror, a drama version of I learned it by watching you.
Exactly. You taught me. Which again, like, well, okay, so clearly that's allegorical, but also I guess it also implies, like, again, she's been sleepwalking and she's been saying and doing things when she sleepwalks. We know that already. It's been established. So clearly, like, she might have been saying things that she can't remember because it was when she was asleep, you know? And we get it. We get it at this point. The little fucking girl. It's a little girl. She's a little girl. She's like, a part of her is still tied to the cult. We get it.
I don't get it. They should have done a Fight Club flashback to show her doing the things.
All right. Oh, and you're totally right. Yeah, no, I definitely see it now because there's like, she has a vision of her child self kissing her son.
Is that in the film? I didn't even remember.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I blanked that out. I wanted this movie to be clear of the weird sex stuff.
So if you look, you go on Tubi. It's at the 44-minute mark, almost exactly.
I'll take your word for it.
Right, but again, it's in dark. We see the girl, but the boy has his back to the camera, so it could be her son, and she thinks it is, but it could also be Malachi.
Oh man, I thought we were out of the woods.
So I think that I think that the actual intention is that she's mistaking Malachi for her son, right? Because she not quite remember. Still,
well, that's still not good.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's definitely something psychosexual going on there, but it also it also means that Malachi is in this movie technically. So score one.
We won.
Exactly. That's him. That's Malachi. He's short. He's a shorty.
Oh, God.
Also, he's not red haired. That's crazy. He's brown. He has brown hair in this continuity.
Hashtag not my Malachi.
Yeah,
but maybe he lied. Maybe like that. Like she just said that was Malachi's kid. It was somebody else's.
Or maybe their recessive hair colors just cancel each other out.
There you go. That's what it was.
Yeah. Anyway,
okay, I did see because I was working out while I was watching this in full transparency. I saw the scene where it's like you see the back of the kid with the little girl, but I thought they were just like in my mind I was like, oh, the implication is like he's seeing some kind of weird occult thing happening or thing, but no, he's definitely like leaning in like he was kissing her. So like, yeah, I guess that's supposed to be her seeing her with Malachi.
Yes, but again, this is kind of like where it becomes like, well, again, she already saw the kid before, but I think at any point we would make more sense, either when she first sees it or when she had the flashback to her parents getting murdered by her, or even here where we just kind of pulled the fucking Band-Aid off the reveal. We get it.
Mm-hmm.
We get
There's so much more movie left. Like, why do we need to keep going with this ruse?
There's still like 30 minutes until the fucking reveal.
Oh my God.
This movie does not think its audience is smart. And hell, you know what? If you're watching the 10th.
Yeah, you're watching the 10th show in a corn movie. You're probably stupid.
We are. Children of the Corn, Runaway, sign me up.
I'm just trying to, like, who's the person who's like, they're scrolling through whatever their streaming service and they're like, this is the one. I haven't seen any of the Children of the Corn movies. I'm gonna sign up for this one, right? Like,
a little girl with a yellow dress.
It's creepy. What? Sign me up.
I mean, yeah, yellow's a scary color. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're learning a lot about each other today, guys. Doug's scared of yellow.
No, I'm just saying, you know, in media, it could be used. It's like symbolic of like corruption or like, you know,
Fair.
yellow-eyed demon from Supernatural. I mean, come on, there's precedent.
Yeah,
I
she
was
got yellow
being
hair.
100% serious. I apologize.
All right, so and Carl fires her, and it's implied he's making up a reason for firing her, because it's
Yeah.
clear
You didn't fuck me.
get the fuck out. You know,
I need to be killed now. Like we don't have anything going on in this movie, so we need to, you know, kill me. So I gotta be as unlikable as possible. That's what they're doing.
Which is like it's character assassination. Let's just say it for what it was, because he seemed like yeah, he was a bristly guy before, but like it seemed like he had like his heart in the right place. Generally, kind of until this scene where he turns so nasty, and it's like, wait, why?
yeah, because his first scene is like, I gotta take pity on this homeless people, but also, you know, here's my tragic backstory about my child dying. Don't ever touch my child's stuff. Like, oh, he's got a heart of gold, but no, you really just want to fuck him.
Mm-hmm.
Is he meant to be considerably older? Let's look at this. She's probably like 31.
I don't know. I don't know how they were playing the film. I don't know what they were going for.
So she's 31 at the max. It's been 13 years. The 18 was like I think 30, because 18 was at the end of the first movie, and at the end of the original story. They turned from 19 sacrifice to 18 sacrifice. She can't have been 18. So
there's not even a year given for the Carl actor. It's just like he was born January 4. I'm like, wait, when?
so she's 30, but he had like an old kid that has passed away already. Okay, so like, how old is he meant to be? Because she had a kid in like a child sex cult. Okay, so but like, did he ever like? Is he like in his 40s then? You know, 50s. He's got like graying stuff. He doesn't look like natural. You know, it doesn't look like it's meant to be like. I think it's meant to be like a intentional gray, the makeup gray. So I think he's meant to be playing older. So is he meant to be he's also got like a limp. He like hobbles around. So he's meant to be old.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's taking advantage of her. Like he's a gross old man.
Yeah,
sure. Like I guess that's adults are evil. It's the thesis of these movies. So
Anyway, so child Sarah. I mean, it's not child Ruth. We get it at this point. Yeah. Let's see here. Goes back and fucking murders the fuck out of Carl. Let's see how long this fucking murder scene is. Okay, starts at 51 minutes, and it goes all the way up until, let's see here. Oh my fucking god. This is long as fuck.
There's like acts to it. it's like he's going for the gun. Nope, that's still not over.
So it starts at 51 minutes almost exactly, ends in like 55 minutes almost exactly. 4 minutes on this fucking death scene. And it is like a fucking like marathon race of a death scene. Like he gets like beat, he gets stabbed, he crawls. There's like a second wind. It's fucking intense.
Also, realistically, wouldn't he? They've had several scenes together.
He would see her.
He would see her, and he would be making some kind of more of a plea because he sees, like they play it from the perspective like, oh, he sees the kid, and he's like, hey, what are you doing there? But like while she's chasing him, shouldn't he be going like, Ruth, it's me. Like, what are you doing? Or
right,
something.
exactly. Like, so do they see the little girl too?
Unclear.
Is the little girl herself acting independently, or is it a Fight Club situation where it's her, but she doesn't realize it's her?
I thought it was the latter, but now that I'm thinking about like, oh, it's just some kind of like psychic projection.
Like a tulpa.
Yeah, like he walks behind the rose, manifested her younger self. I don't fucking know. But there's no we don't see other people because like the fact that like at the final confrontation when she sees her younger self covered in blood and then she disappears, and then it's older Ruth covered in blood. I thought that meant it was the Fight Club scenario, because I'm like, yeah, it's always been her, but I don't know. Like, because why
Yeah.
have her sleepwalk?
Exactly, and sleepwalk and do things. So it is unclear, and I think they wrote it one way and decided to write it a different way near the end to make it easier. Because you don't get the thing is we don't know what the timing on these things is either, because the deaths are always like different in like time of day than when we next see her. So we don't get to see like, oh, it was clever. No, so it's hard. It's hard to like.
Yeah, or like, oh, she couldn't have been there when the murder happened. She was doing this because like we don't really have a sense of time, or like, I mean, she's not, no one does anything in this movie, so it's not like there's a conflict of it. It's just like a spatial conflict, I guess, of like, was she close enough there to commit the crime or not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's not really a geography here.
This movie's operating on like dog logic, right? Where it's like somebody's not in the room, they've disappeared, right? like this, that is really stupid. Like, like there's no way of actually trying to legitimize this in any kind of real grounded way. It's just kind of whatever, it happens.
I think she's innocent. Couldn't have been her.
So this is actually pretty interesting. I do like this part. Okay, so we see her see the little blonde girl again sacrificing this goat, all these other children, and again she thinks that she sees her son, but the son's actor again, whoever's playing the person she thinks is their son, is like face back to the camera, and then when he turns around, the sun is like really obscuring his face really badly. There's lots of shadows.
I think the haircut looks a little different too. Like, even though the face is obscured, I think it's supposed to be Malachi.
Yeah,
sure.
yes. So like that's interesting to like play it that way. Then also implies again that Malachi was not redheaded, the brunette. Crazy. Anyway, so that is interesting. That's fun, and again, it does kind of hew into like the psychosexual stuff, and I now see 100%. You guys are right. This is disgusting.
Because you did it. I mean, they never needed to go there in any of these movies, but especially here, there's enough. The whole premise of who she is and why she has this kid is fucked enough that you don't.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not like this movie has the bandwidth to cover.
What is this fucking birth?
Yeah, exactly. Like it. I don't even want to. Even if you put Nicole Kidman in this, I don't know that I want to see that.
Yeah, it's like what the fucking Bates Motel of Children of the Corn, man. And it doesn't elaborate enough on that. Not that I would want it to, but again,
but if you're going to invoke, it'd be like, because that's like, why show something that invokes that? You'd be like, or you're just trying to tantalize the audience of like, that's weird, isn't it? And
yeah,
like, yeah, it's weird. You showed that to me. Why'd you do that?
Yeah, like one, it's like you making out of someone that reminds you of your son, and then two, it's like, oh, there's a time where he was like drenching himself half naked in blood. Oh, that's weird. This is weird stuff to be projecting on your son for memories of your child husband.
I feel like Ari Aster has done this stuff in his movies, and he understands that it's like you got to play it somewhat like darkly comedic or something. You have to have other things in the blender. This has nothing going on. It's like resting on the idea that we're going to be watching this going like, isn't this fucked up? The problem we're like, yeah, it is fucked up. What else do you have going on? That's all you got going on? Well, all we're left doing is saying this is fucked up back and forth.
That is. Oh my god, 100%. But then we get to the scene where I really like. It's, Aaron is sick, so she breaks into a pharmacy and steals all like these pills.
That is a nice. Yeah, I do like this flashback.
Yeah, it's
Mother
nice.
of the Year.
Yeah, and like she's just trying her best, man. She's trying her best.
I mean, it is interesting that is this the only time we see her be quote unquote a good mother?
Yeah, because her and Aaron just don't fucking have any like mother-son scenes at this point.
Maybe we should see that earlier in the movie. I don't know. Like, wait till the very end to be like, yeah, like that time she did a thing for her son.
Like there's no dynamic between them. Like they have a good repartee, like almost like a shameless kind of repartee in the first like 20 minutes, and then nothing. And it's like so it doesn't really even come at a shock. Let's just say it where when he kills her, you know, it doesn't even come at a shock at all. Like, oh, I mean, why would he care? Not like they had any fucking scenes together or had a relationship, you know.
Well, it's also like, what else is going to happen in this fucking movie? You know, like they have to almost out of necessity is the way I feel. You know,
I mean, the only other option is he does what she says and runs away, which then could be a more interesting ending where like he's just on the run on his own from the cult or something, and then Runaway plays over the montage of him running away.
Yep.
100%. Yeah, I can see that. All right, let's see here. And anyway, she's like, I gotta handle some business. Nice, nice diner lady, Sarah. Just take care of my son for a bit, you know. Anyway, they find out
villain, please, you know, like.
So I decided to search this up. Like Sarah is a weird name because let's just pull the band-aid off before the movie gets to do it. She's he who walked behind the rose. Okay. And the whole point is that she's been kind of like inducting Aaron into like seeing things her ways, you know, like Luciferian shit. So I decided to search this up, right? Because Sarah is a weird name. Because why don't you go anything that sounds a little bit more like, you know, obvious, right? Sarah's not really an obvious name for He Walks Behind the Rose, right?
Shouldn't we be saying She Who Walks Behind the Rose?
Yeah, right. They should.
Yeah, this is a feminist movie.
It's like yeah, it's kind of like Dogma, you know.
Yes, feminist film. Right.
Women can be the devil too.
All right. So let's see here. 1 second here. So both Ruth and Sarah were matriarchs of high power in religion, Judean religion mythology. So it's like you know two mothers, you know, they're matriarchs. So two mothers, you know, so who, you know, which one do you feed, etc. So it's very smart.
Like this movie is going like there's the mother that kind of sucks in the sense that she's always, you know, working and has no time to hang out with the kid in a meaningful way. And then there's the one who's kind of snarky, you know, on the outside, but it turns out, you know, she's running a religious cult, right? This movie could have done something if it was more so about like the troubles of a single mom raising a troubled kid, right? This movie
the choice between mothers, because like you said, what's the choice? The one who's shitty and not there, or the one who pulls pranks sometimes? like it's like not even a coherent POV that Sarah is like espousing to Aaron to like entice him. It's more just like, oh yeah, I do like it when she like burned that guy with the spoon.
It's more like Pinocchio. It's like the thing is, right, what doesn't make the ending work for me is Aaron ends up becoming like the new Isaac, you know,
right?
She found her new prophet, right? But the thing about that is that, like, you're right. There's never like a religious connotation to their interactions, so the religious angle really comes out of fucking nowhere, you know,
because religion is a hard sell to a lot of, especially a kid like that where it was raised by a mother with religious trauma, like that he's probably going to be turned off by the whole notion, right? So like you would have to sell us on like what he even sees in this.
Yeah, no. So the thing is, right, I thought that there would be like a cult that still is around, you know, and that he is kind of like, you know, joins them, but he's like leading it and giving sermons, and like that doesn't make sense for the character that at least we've been shown for
because all we saw him was fucking farting around.
Yeah, with being like a normal dumbass fucking kid. Yeah,
he's a fucking fail son. He's farting around like he's not doing shit. Laying around the house shirtless. You know,
they're not doing anything. And then there's the scene where he's with Sarah on the water tower after the mom's like, "Take my son and go with him to take him away to Tulsa," and then Sarah's like talking about corn or something, and
like
then
corn is the most beautiful thing in the world.
Yeah, and then Aaron just like, we're not going to Tulsa, are we? Nope, I didn't think so. So it's like, is that him just resigning to be like, I guess I'll join a cult? Yeah,
Yeah,
or start a
exactly.
cult.
Yeah, no, because Sarah takes off like her name tag and throws it off the water tower. Um, and like it kind of it does feel like that, like oh, like he would have run, like he would have ran if there was the option to, you know.
Mhm.
Um, and again, it's like those aspects are really where you need to focus your time in because it's really because like we just kind of shrug at the end of this movie. We're left with like a shrug. I guess that's what
Yeah.
happened.
Well, I don't think that you should ever make a movie where like your character's main motivation in the third act is because they have nothing else going on, right? Like because they're fucking bored and they're like, okay,
I might as well.
yeah, like I got nothing. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, if I don't do this, right? I am either in this cult or I'm just kind of fucking bumming around a hotel, not getting homeschooled while my mom's making no money, right? Like to him, he's like, this is upward social mobility, you know. I'm gonna meet some people my age, you know.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. It's such a stupid, you know, everything about it.
It is because then we get like the fucking memento scene that unravels everything
Mhm.
when she follows the little girl into like the principal's house, and it turns out like that the little girl has reenacted the deaths of her parents, or it's implying that the principal even existed. Was the principal like her fucking parents? I don't know.
I think it's just supposed to parallel and that the principal was a physical person because like there are bodies there when the son arrives. So like she that's someone's house that she killed them so I think yeah, and I don't know, I this besides it being dumb and that we've been way ahead of this, I do like the visual of like the bodies like reversing their
Yes.
damage and kind of going
Yeah.
zombie
Yeah.
mode on her. Like that's fun.
Yeah, no, because yeah, it's a nice little mental. I don't even mean that like in too disparagingly. It's like a nice little mental thing. Like, whoosh. Yeah, I really like that effect too. And again, Marcy Miller, as I mentioned, she's great in this. She's better in this fucking movie. And she's not been in a lot of things. So that's a
Mhm.
shame.
That's
She got
why
like
we need to remake it so she
she-
can, prove it.
she's got like
herself.
she's got like a Sarah Polly thing going on. And I really enjoy it.
Mm.
Um, so anyway, yeah, right. The little girl is her. Boom! Oh no! The little girl is her, and she did all this, and that's why she can remember everything now. And everyone was talking to her directly when she was doing it. Um. Anyway, the little girl is her, and she finds out. The little girl disappears, as you mentioned. Now she's like covered in blood from doing all these murders. And he walks behind a rose, or she who walks behind a rose is like, haha, it was actually me all the time. And also, I'm going to call your 13-year-old son my soulmate.
Yeah,
It's fucking
It-
creepy.
like it's another situation where it's like you didn't need to go there, but you did go there, and like all this stuff. It's like it didn't like it wasn't even creepy in the first place. This doesn't make it more creepy. It just makes it gross in a different direction.
Yeah. And again, like, why bring it up? You're not. It's what with like 5 minutes left of this fucking movie. You're bringing
Mhm.
it up, and you're not even going to have anything to do with it.
Yeah,
Like
you're just making it about grooming a kid at the last minute, and it's like, well, I mean, yeah, that's the subtext of the Roost whole deal. So you're seeing the cycle be repeated, but you didn't. You could have just had the kid be inducted into a cult without like there being a weird sex element to it.
Yeah, and like I guess you could also be like, well, she left like her kid in the company of strangers of this stranger, like every fucking day for multiple hours. So there could be like, oh, a real true to life kind of thing that
Mhm.
she wasn't aware of.
Yeah,
But
that terrible single mothers.
exactly, but like again, there's only 5 minutes left, so you're not really as much as this movie takes things seriously. There's other things that it really is careless with, and that
Mhm.
carelessness pulls me away from it. Like why you're bringing it up and you're just being, so tabloid with it.
Well, it doesn't actually care to actually it's the same problem we've had with all these Children of the Corn movies. They bring up these things, as ideas to make you go, isn't that fucked up? But it's like it
It
doesn't
is.
have that effect if you actually,
Yeah.
have empathy, and want to see who these people actually are, and that there's nothing beneath the surface beyond that.
Yeah, no, because it is fucked up, and that's not
Mhm.
entertaining, especially if it's not like you're not like taking it with any kind of maturity.
You're just
Yeah,
bringing it up to bring
exactly.
it up because it doesn't even match like what we've seen of the dynamic between Sarah and Aaron. It's just like, yeah, she kind of just has fun aunt vibes in like when they're fucking around at the diner. There's like no other beat that those scenes play. So like then you're just gonna spring on like, yeah, actually he's in love and we're soulmates. It's like, why? Where? When did that happen?
Mhm. Like, there's supposed to be that sequence, like the sequence when they're at the diner and she's like, "I get to decide when I'm mad at my son," right? Like, it's supposed to be like a moment where they're battling out over control, and it's like, you know, one scene, that's all we get, and like we're bumming around for the rest of it, and we have nothing going on. We're complaining about how nothing happens in this movie, and even then, with what they do set up, it's like you could have done more with the things that they had. So it's a real like
Yeah,
there's no winning here,
yeah,
unfortunately.
because you can see the gaps. You can see
Mhm,
because like because what it brings up are like real heavy things that you can see where it stops short. Unlike something like Genesis, where it brings up these heavy things, and you can tell that like, oh no, this is just fucking bullshit. Now this could have
mhm,
been something because people are actually like, even behind the camera, people are actually like really giving it like a lot of focus, but like on a basis. This is where is the difference between like a bad movie and a movie that has a bad script.
mhm.
Yeah.
And this is it. This because like everything about this, like this could work. I could like the part where like Marcy Mill's character Ruth is like really kind of talking to her son last time. Like she is like fucking on the brink of tears, and I'm almost tearing up too. She's like fucking emoting the fuck out of this. Um, and like I don't care because we've just got like 7 things thrown at us. Half of them obvious time wasters, and half of them like really fucking gross. And we're like 4 minutes from the end,
Yeah, yeah,
so
you're right.
it's all suffocated, you know.
Mhm.
Um, and
That's
she's so
that's what
good.
I'm saying. 10-episode streaming miniseries. Let this stuff breathe.
6 seasons and a movie. That's we need to do like a
Okay,
full hard reset.
multi-season, yeah. Because I mean,
Yeah.
how many seasons did Bates Motel get? Like 4 or 5.
I
Mhm.
think
So
I
Yeah,
think like I think like 5. Yeah.
yeah,
Vera Farmiga's still doing it, you know? She's like on the street
she,
somewhere.
she's still there. The
Yeah.
show's been over.
Yeah, the lights are off. They're like, "Vera, come on." Like your kids, they want to go to the Great Wolf Lodge, you know? She's like still doing it.
She's like, no, I have another Conjuring movie to do. Those are also over there.
Oh,
Mhm.
they're making a prequel, aren't they?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
with
Well,
different actors, or
Yes, different actors.
they're doing that, and they're bringing Insidious back. I'm like, holy shit! Like
Out of
they've
the
got nothing.
further.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I
More
though
like out
I've
of their
been waiting
ass.
for them. My favorite part of those movies is the ghost dimension. So the fact you're like, well, what if we just don't go there? The ghost dimension, they come to us. I'm like, well,
I'm
that's
like,
just a regular ghost movie.
exactly. Yeah, it's like you got rid of the whole thing that made your franchise interesting.
Well, they no Lynch is still there.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Okay,
She is the second thing that makes the movie that franchise interesting. Her just being like, "I think your house is haunted."
Well,
No,
she's a
no, no,
ghost
no.
now.
She goes, I think you are haunted.
Yeah,
It's what she does.
is she a ghost now? So she
yeah,
knows
Mhm.
I'm
she's
here, so you're haunted.
That's probably like one of the best cases of like a nepotism hire, right? Because like she's like the wife of the New Line Cinema guy,
Mm.
right? And
Sister.
and that's sister. That's what it is, sister. And like that's how she got a lot of her acting roles. But she's actually like a great actor. I'm like totally fine with Lynn Shay being in things like Insidious.
No, she's really good. No, she's got.
Mhm,
There's a reason why she's like the fucking face of the series and not fucking Rose Byrne or Patrick
mhm.
Wilson. Those hacks.
Hey, I'll go to bat for both of them. Rose Byrne's best performance of last year, and Patrick Wilson. I don't know. He just seems like a cool
he's
guy.
a nice dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
he just
He
seems
was
alright.
he was in that girl's gif. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's right. Most culturally impactful thing that he's done, second only to Aquaman.
and you know what? His Night Owl performance not as bad as I originally felt when I first saw those movies.
I like that he like what he was in his 30s in that movie, and he's playing like a
Like
45, 50-year-old
50
man.
washed up guy.
They did hire
Anyway,
the right guy. But sorry, go ahead.
anyway, so Roof has another hot of Aaron saying, he's like, oh my god, you're a murderer, and I'm gonna punish you by murdering you, which kind of seems like,
we have no insight into his interiority at this point. We're like, how much has happened off screen since he was on that water tower with Sarah? Because he's ready. He's like fully radicalized here and ready to kill his. Like when she says, "I love you," and he just says, "I know, I love you too," and kills her. I'm like, what is he thinking right now? I don't know who this character is.
Like he's like shocked. Like, what did you do, Mom? When he sees the dead bodies, but like, so like, but you're gonna kill her. So is murder like not good for you, or is it good for you?
It's only good if you kill another murderer. It's like Dexter.
Cancel each other out.
Like there's not even like a lip service line even later on, like, oh, my mother was an adult, and so she became like a crazy murderer, which is why like adults you can't let people grow up.
Like that just reinforces the ideology. These movies have given up on the cult even really having an ideology for a while. I feel like because like that whole
adults. It's about they don't like being adults. They're Peter Panisms.
Well, yeah, that would be nice if this movie like reinforced that or like made that a thing. It just seems like he just kills her just cause.
Yeah. Anyway, she dies in the field. And he says like, cut the roots, the stem, etc. I'm a preacher now, and
he's got a terrible hairdo going on. He looks like he's
looks totally different.
He has Dane DeHaan hair.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
And then like I don't know why he walks behind the road is still like in her waitress outfit. Like
she
sorry,
took the name tag off, but they didn't have another costume for her to put on.
not even like her regular clothes. I swear, whatever you have, they didn't even do that shit.
Well, the costume department came up to Gulager. They're just like, "Oh, we've got her outfit for the scene," and he's just like, "Why would we put her in anything different? The audience won't know that it's her unless she's wearing the diner outfit."
I'm like, who is that woman sitting in the back?
That's probably true because like she's got like a really generic fucking face. No offense, but that's probably true. Anyway, he's preaching to a bunch of like teens and young kids, and also one 30-year-old woman. And then, and so like
these kids look kind of glass-eyed. Like, is this doing anything for them? Or are they thinking, yeah, I gotta kill my parents now? Or
it's like it's only like 12 too, in like a big room. So like, come on.
It doesn't look like he's like killing it as a preacher.
No,
like he walks behind the rows, or she walks behind the rows. Should have been like, "Fuck, I made a huge mistake."
like she's smiling, all like satisfied, but like, yeah, no, this preaching is really not inspiring at all.
She bet on the wrong kid.
So if I kill my parents, does that mean I don't get the Switch for Christmas? Like they're doing like the mental calculation. They're like, "Oh, is this really worth it?" Yeah, I don't know. I think that everything you guys are describing, it's more indicative of the fact that like this is a small budget. They got child actors, and they're just like they don't know how to direct. They're just like they get the children in the pews, and they're like,
just put
the cameras on them.
The children of the crew, like just look at him, and we're good. We just need this 15-second shot.
Just cut to text that says the children are enraptured. Save money. Well, you do go to like black and white, with like the 8mm camera at the end. So like, have it morph into like a silent film.
That'd been cool. I mean, I don't. This would probably be a lot better if it was like that.
If we got Guy Madden's Children of the Corn,
or like fucking Martin, where he becomes black and white for certain scenes, and it's a little red. Like whenever it's a killing scene, it should be this, and like okay, so now we know that like there's like maybe that's how our memories look like,
Right. That would be a cool artistic choice.
Anyway, but no, Google just loves the 8mm shit. He just loves it. I think he does it almost every movie he does. It's for Piranha 3 Double D, which is why I bombed. He need more of this shit.
I mean, it is funny to do that with the credits for this movie. Like this is like you just watched a documentary. That's what that feels like, having that kind of footage with the whole cast.
You know what? It's stronger than the black and white ending of fucking Kill Bill. Stronger. I respect this more because the way Marshall Miller is mean mugging me right now in this black and white, like fuck with Thurman, man.
Shots fired. Well, I got nothing against Uma Thurman, but yeah, shots fired at Tarantino.
Like this is, I feel like really ashamed now. Just like, oh my god, she's like really disappointed in me.
Whenever I see something like this at the end credits, it just tells me that they had a lot of fun making it, which is funny because when you're watching those clips, it looks like everybody's like bored, like everyone's just like, like there's a grimace there.
Like, well, Carl's like, please finish so I can get this shit off my face.
Sarah's actively smiling. The rest of them are just like mean mugging the camera and looking tough. They're just aura farming. Yeah, Sarah's just like, just happy to be here.
She got away with it. She's the villain. She won, so that's why. But it's great. I mean, it adds a little texture. This movie needed more texture. Anyway, so I'm looking at the credits here.
I forgot to check if there's after credits because that's been the franchise's deal.
Right. Yes. I do love how like the one character, the one lady who took up her car when they found Carl's dead body, gets like a fucking gets part of this because they had so little fucking voiced actors. Like, let's just include this nobody character too.
She had lines, so.
So let's see here. So Jake Ryan Scott only gets one credit. There's no one there's no one officially let's see here, listed as Malachi. So I'm gonna say that's him though. I'm gonna say that's him. He also played Malachi. So
that makes it weirder.
It does.
Starting the first fan theory, the Children of the Corn community is gonna eat it up. R/Children of the Corn. Guess what you can chew on for the next few months.
So near the end it turns into color. That's crazy. They couldn't keep the gimmick up the entire fucking credits.
No,
well, it's like they just stole our idea, but in a less interesting backwards way. Where I'm like, no, you're supposed to go into black and white before the credits, and then go back and why do this back and forth at the end? Just
oh my god! Wait, sorry, I clicked and I thought that there was an extra credit scene, but actually, I clicked on restart.
Oh yeah, no, it's just her going through the court. I mean, I guess because the yellow dress.
Well, there's a shadow behind her. There's a shadow behind her at the end. Like there's a big shadow that starts walking to the little girl.
It's a creepy image, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that counts as a little post credit little sting. That I guess that's what Sarah really looks like.
The shadow embraces her and she like leans into it, which is weird.
Reviewing these movies turns us into like fucking Greg Turkington. We gotta be like, and that's exciting because it's he who walks behind the rose.
You may remember him from the first film.
Yeah, and his appearance in the second and
I was shocked they didn't bring Malachi back, because he's a very common guy in the film.
Very popular character.
He's very popular. I'm glad they brought Clu Gulager for this one. Like you're right. It does say it's fucking character.
A lot of reviewing these films turns into these fucking Greg Turkington ass like, well, at least it's got this thing, like it's very
and that's why I'm rating it 5 popcorn.
Yeah,
funny 5 corns out of pop.
Yeah, exactly. Unpopcorns.
The kernels are the best kind. Okay. That's Children of the Corn fucking Runaway. Which again, I don't hate. I just wish it had the time and very likely the budget to capitalize on any of these
because
ideas.
I was going to say there was time. They could have explored any number of things.
Mm-hmm. And it's not like they didn't have a lack of budget in the sense that they, couldn't get the actors that they already had to say more interesting things. It was really just like a vision issue here. But at least like it wasn't as overtly creepy as some of the other ones we've discussed. At least it was trying something, like I find myself not hating this, but I imagine if I were watching a different horror franchise, if this was a film that was included within another franchise, I'd probably be a lot more harsh to this film. But because we've had so many duds in this franchise, I feel like I'm like by proxy a little kinder to it.
Yeah, I know, because like I don't like you can definitely tell like there was at least some passion, man. Some on the crew side, some of the acting, like there was the sense that they really wanted to get something done, you know? Which is like let's fucking I don't even know what people want to say with fucking Revelation. I don't remember what that was about. What was Revelation about? Quick.
That was
Oh,
what Michael
geez.
Ironside was in first scene, right?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
They had that elevator. That
Where are
was
you?
That yeah. There's a guy neighbor who smokes weed and has a funny death.
Oh.
You know,
He listens to the Mario Kart Jamaican music.
Jesus Christ.
He's from New Delfino Island or whatever.
Yeah, Delfino Plaza. Yeah, he's hanging out with those guys.
Okay, so
There's not even a budget listed for this one, so it was like $1 they filmed this with.
all right, so let's go to the fucking bingo. Cornfield, no.
Well, the
right.
credit. Do the credits count? She's in a cornfield.
No.
It has to be in the
called
movie.
Quitting.
It has to be in the movie. There's a post-credit scene-ish, I guess you would call it that, but no.
If it's in the credits, that means they were editing the film and they went, "Holy
Well-
shit, we didn't
well,
put
to
a
be fair-
cornfield in our
To be
cornfield."
fair,
Get that kid in the cornfield now.
to be fair, okay, in the beginning flashback, we see a lot of slaves that are said to be around a cornfield.
Inferred cornfield.
The corn is implied. Like
Yeah.
it's invoked.
Yeah, I mean,
So
so
that the scariest corn in the Children of the Corn franchise. Is
well,
the corn
and
in
also
the mind.
there's the corn husk doll. So where'd that come from?
All right.
So I'm gonna give this one a yes because I want to be more kind to this one. So
Sure,
corn-based
you wanna
kills, no. Farm-based kills, yes, because
the size.
also
right.
the guy who got killed in his barn.
They say
Yeah.
that the mechanic shop is the farm of the car.
So true. So brunette little boy who speaks weird, yes, but only at the end, because otherwise he speaks like a regular fucking kid.
Yeah, he's just a born kid initially.
All right,
He's
prophetic.
more times shirtless than saying weird shit. In this movie.
Jesus Christ, this movie's weird. All right, prophetic drawings, no. The Shining,
Does producing locusts count as shining?
yeah, let's fucking say yes on that. Something that those locusts were in undetermined origin, so I'm gonna say yes. Fighting kids, no. He who walks behind the rose, yes, but let's put an S in front of that. She. Bad possession and VFX, no. Religion, yes.
Yeah,
but
barely, yeah, but it's
there's no ideological like fucking underpinning to this, as we established here. Climax in a cornfield, no. Choral chanting, no. Killing the adults, yes, but it's not like very indicative.
They're just killing them because they're killing them.
Yeah.
Like they need to
Okay,
die.
There's no ideological thematics here anymore. It doesn't matter at this point. Pregnancy
So people
cliffhanger.
died and they happen to be adults. That's
Exactly.
what we're at now.
Pregnancy cliffhanger, no. Post credit, kind
Aaron's
of.
pregnant at the
Mpreg.
You know what? This should have been like a little girl who was played by the same actress as the mother's little
Oh no.
child, but different haircut, like maybe like red haired or something. So you get the implication again. The implication to become more powerful.
No, we would never do it. It's just the implication.
Oh, this fucking series has done it a couple of times, man.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's see here, and that's it for bingo. So Runaway. This is the last one before the reboot, and the live reboot was the last one so far.
Kurt Wimmer,
wow.
let's go.
So I mentioned this before we started recording, but I'm kind of happy before this one being the end of like this crazy road before the remake, before the reboot. You know, like 'cause this is the first one that kind of feels like an ending. It's not a great movie, but I do think there's a nice symmetry. Okay, with this one being about like Malachi's child and him becoming a new Isaac. Like that feels of all the ones that have been like, oh, this one was meant to be the ending, or this was meant to follow up on the series. This is the one that kind of feels the most like it has like a natural curvature to it in terms of
It
like
feels
being
like a direct
philosoph-
sequel.
Exactly.
The other ones don't feel like direct sequels insofar as they'll just be like Gatlin's a place that existed somewhere. And now
Have you heard of Corn? Have you heard of Children? You know, that's most of the other movies.
So this one actually feels like it has some like tether that it's closing off. You know, the other one's like, oh, but what if one was pregnant? Like, I don't care. Like that's adding more of a plot. This one, Malachi's child becomes new Isaac. Clean, simple, nice parallel. That's it.
When this movie was ending too, you know, like we're getting to the second last one, you know, and like you were saying, Elvis, you know, like this does feel conclusive. This one really could have had the, you know, like Green Day, Time of Our Lives kind of treatment, you know, like you got into the end
like
of the Children
like
of the
over
Corn
like the
franchise.
black and white,
Yeah.
like, the black and white footage.
Exactly. At the time of your life, and it's just like, you know, pictures of Isaac laying down in the bed from Isaac's Return.
That weird sex scene in the remake, but in black and white, you know, they're in a montage for some reason.
Again, we are in deep Greg Turkington territory now. Like this is again something you'd see in the cinema
I'm
specials.
like, I don't understand, you know, why they didn't bring the Carl Chanting back. I mean, that's one of the things people remember about this series, you know.
Well,
But you know,
all the Children of the Corn fans are up in arms on the message boards right as we speak.
oh my god, man! Oh shit! I can't believe it's over. I can't believe it's almost over.
Yeah,
One more-
almost over. I'm really curious just because of based on Kurt Wimmer's, let's say, interesting filmography. Like, is this going to be closer to? Because he also wrote the script for like The Beekeeper and Law Abiding Citizen. Like,
fuck.
I want Children of the Corn to be that paranoid. Like there should be deep state conspiracies in Children of the Corn.
Isn't that just the original cut of Existing on Massacre, The Next Generation?
Ooh. Maybe the next one's going to be about how like there's a toxin in the corn that's making the children, you know, like leftist, you know, and that's why they're killing everybody.
Oh yeah, you
given
could
his
just do
pedigree.
it like vaccines or something. Or,
And then Frank Red Bear comes back.
Oh my god! Yes, finally some, you know, internal logic within this.
These children are so woke, said Frank Red Bear.
oh, this one's a Shudder movie, or they just bought it.
They
or
bought
something.
they got distribution rights, yeah, because no one fucking wanted it. No one fucking wanted it.
We're not using the shutter in the verbial sense in this case, right? Like we're talking about the thing.
The company.
We're talking about actual Shudder, yeah.
Not that this film will make you shudder.
All right, but do I have to fucking download this then? Shit. I might have to. Oh well, hopefully it's good.
I would give you my Shudder login if it wasn't tied to my family's Amazon.
I understand. All right. Anyway, so any other remaining thoughts on this?
No, on my end.
All right. Well, you, Doug, any final thoughts?
No. I mean,
No.
it's fun that we did this, but also I'm ready for it to be over.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, if I could chime in with a final thought on that note, right, where it's like this was a worthy experiment. We did the right thing by doing this, right? But that being said, it doesn't make it easier, right? Am I going to miss my time watching these Children of the Corn movies? No, but I'm going to be glad that I did it. You know what I mean?
It's like an endurance experiment, you know, like where the army is like, how much can the human body withstand X? You know, they're like, yeah. So we blasted all the Children of the Corn movies straight into the brains of these test subjects.
Unfortunately, we had to kill them all. You know, like
none of them survived.
M Corn Ultra.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So let's just round up then. So Doug, where can they find you?
You can find me here at the Doug Files on Twitter, and then also me and Tony host a movie podcast. These guys got juice. I've been slow catching up with editing and posting, but we got a lot of stuff coming out from everything from Euphoria coverage to we did the Napa Boys to Hokum. There's going to be a Obsession episode. There's going to be fucking I Love Boosters. You know, we got lots of cool stuff coming, so check it out.
Hell yeah.
All right. And so, Tony, where can we find you?
You can find me at poor old Rolo Tony on Twitter. And as Doug was saying, you can find me over on These Guys Got Juice. Everything he just said, you can X that times it by 2. We got a lot of great shows in the pipeline. And when it comes to other shows you can find me on, you can also find me on 2 Cent Critic. I'm going to be covering Larry Cohen's special effects soon. So get ready for that one. And yeah, that's about it.
All right. Anyway, that's from the Corn Runaway. And then next week we'll be back with the most recent film, 2020's Kurt Wimmer's Children of the Corn, a movie that was so good it was basically released 3 times in like 2 years. So we're gonna see what that's about. But
the best movies remind you that they came out. You know,
yeah.
Just, hey, just let you know.
This is available, by the way.
Yes. Anyway, so see you from then, and then our final rankings of this fucking franchise. We're gonna see who wins out. Okay.
I feel like Elvis, you're gonna pull out some devious shit. I feel like you're gonna come in next week and you're gonna say like, "Children of the Corn Runaway is the best one." I mean,
it's probably closer to the top just by default.
I went back to my list. I'm like, oh my god. There's only one place I can put this. There's only one place I can. All right, so we're gonna see you then. All right, next week. See ya.
Hell yeah.